On a beautiful Friday night in the Grand Canyon State, we're just outside Phoenix, Arizona, in Peoria, the baseball complex, as Buster Posey and Pablo Sandoval and the San Francisco Giants meet the San Diego Padres. And good evening, everyone. With Mark Grant, Dick Enberg. We're only 6 days away from the opener at Petco Park. The Padres, and this may shock some of you, lead all of the National League with 18 victories this spring and lead in hitting and most home runs in the National League. Let's hope that is a portent of the 2012 season. And there's no one that likes those statistics more than the starting pitcher tonight.
Dustin Mosley is going to toe the slab, and I'll tell you what, he's one guy that hopes that the offense comes about for the San Diego Padres next Thursday when they open up against the Dodgers. Here's a guy who's 30 years old, the shoulder is well. Imagine last year he put up the great numbers, 25 and 2/3 innings, and he didn't get any run support. He's a guy that is the model of consistency, and he puts up numbers like this spring. And Dick Enberg, what jumps out at you? The no walks. He's going to pound the strike zone, not only strikes, but good strikes. He's not going to be a strikeout pitcher. The ball's going to be put in play. Hopefully the defense is up to par. And I'll tell you what, folks, if this pitcher can get 2 or 3 runs a start, rather than 0-3,
right.
3-0 for Dustin Mosley, possibly.
And he can help himself. He had that left shoulder surgery. He's very proud of the fact he was a 300 hitter in the minor leagues. He's going to be able to chip in as well. Maybe even some power. And that has been the emphasis of this spring. 34 home runs for the San Diego Padres. Let's see what they have in store tonight as the Padres host the rival San Francisco Giants. We're pleased you're with us on this Friday night. Ask for a more beautiful evening for baseball. Temperature around 80 degrees under clear skies. Padres on the field. Former skipper of the San Diego Padres, Bruce Bochy, lives in Poway. 12 years the head man in San Diego, goes to San Francisco and brings the Giants the first ever World Series title to the city by the bay. It's going to be 57 later this month. And here's his batting order. Former Met Angel Pagan leads it off. Melky Cabrera comes over from Kansas City. Then the familiar names in the middle of the lineup. Pablo Sandoval, Buster Posey. Good to have the outstanding catcher back from that injury. Aubrey Huff in left. Rookie Brandon Belt, the first baseman a year ago. Ryan Terrio at second. Brandon Crawford, the shortstop, and Zito on the mound. And Dustin Mosley, the 30-year-old from Texarkana, Arkansas. And this spring, again, to underline what Mark Grant pointed out, the walk total in 15 innings, 0. He's not hurting himself.
He is not, and he's kept the ball in the ball yard. You notice no home runs given up. He pitches to contact, and he's a guy who's relying on location, change of speed. Just keeps those hitters off balance. A big key for Dustin Mosley, stay off the fat part of the bat, and he should do just fine.
Dustin was a #1 draft pick out of high school. The Cincinnati Reds took him the 34th player overall back 12 years ago. Of course, he pitched for Bud Black when Black was the pitching coach with the Los Angeles or California Angels of Anaheim. And he never forgot Black, the talent of Mosley, and was available and joins the San Diego club a year ago. The umpires, Jarbo, Johnson, Bassner, and Larson. Home first, second, and third. Ready to go. Pagan. Soft spring, hitting 186. We're underway. Called strike. That's the way he's been throwing it all spring long. 80 degrees. Down from 83 a bit earlier. Pagan to be followed by Cabrera and Sandoval, and the Giants first. They're 16-11, and they finished 3 games this spring in a tie. 2 balls and a strike now to Pagan, 30-year-old from Puerto Rico. The Giants sent Andres Torres, the outfielder, and reliever Ramon Ramirez to the Mets to acquire Pagan. Lead off this lineup. Ground ball right at the second baseman, Orlando Hudson. The O-Dog is back in the lineup. And here is the Padre defense tonight. Battery of Mosley and Hundley with Headley, Cabrera, Hudson, and Guzman around the horn. Kyle Blanks in left, Cameron Maben in center, and Kristen Orphy in right. Good news about that lineup is Blanks and Hudson both on the shelf for between a week and 2 weeks, now getting back to a healthy status for Bud Black.
It was nice to see Kyle Blanks get an at-bat the other day and hit a base knock to left field.
Melky Cabrera, only 27, acquired from Kansas City in the trade that sent left-handed pitcher Jonathan Sanchez to KC. He had a terrific year a season ago, and he's had a good spring, as you see by his numbers. Last year, Cabrera, a switch hitter, hit 300 from both sides of the plate, had 44 doubles and 18 home runs. Three home runs and 9 RBIs this spring for Cabrera. And will be their right fielder just off the inside corner.
If Dustin Mosley is on tonight with his pitches, the infielders for the Padres are going to be very, very busy. Orlando Hudson has already had a ground ball hit his way. That's the main objective. Have the Giants hit the ball on the ground.
On the outside corner, and Cabrera will take a walk. Off-speed pitch, and he's caught looking.
This looked like a changeup from Dustin Mosley. And you know what? It most certainly was. Great late action right on the outside corner. And Melky Cabrera is back to the dugout. 2 quick outs here for Dustin Mosley.
And a nice solid freeze job by catcher Nick Hundley to hold it right there on the corner.
It's nice to have a catcher that can frame that pitch.
Well, the ever popular Pablo Sandoval, Kung Fu Panda. Talk about a hitter. Anything from the top of his helmet to his shoe toes, he swings.
Oh yeah, you can throw it the on deck circle and he'll hack at it.
Just 25 years of age, a Venezuelan. Lifetime 300 hitter, minors and here in the majors. That one not hit as hard as it appeared off the bat. It drops between right fielder Denorfio, fields it, and Maben. And Sandoval has a base hit, the first of the game.
Dick, I just think you proved your point. When you look at the pitch that Sandoval hit, he had to go way out. That pitch was on the outer part of the plate, and look, he beats the shift. Cameron Maben in center field was playing on the shortstop side of second base. Sandoval goes out to that pitch away and hooks it to the right center field part of the ballpark for a single.
If you're a ball fan, doesn't matter if you're a Giants fan or not, you welcome back this young talent catcher Buster Posey, back from that terrible collision at home plate, fractured his leg, and he's just the total package, offense and defense. I hope he has a good year.
Yeah, the players last year for the Giants, when he was out of action, they would be the first one to say, you know what, this is the guy that held this team together.
2 balls, no strikes to Posey, a .310 hitter this spring. 2 years ago, the National League Rookie of the Year. And there's no question his injury in late May last year probably took the Giants out of the pennant race in the National League West. Opened things up for Arizona.
There is one thing that Buster Posey did, and that's when he made it to the big leagues. All the minor league hype, I mean, he proved that hype. And I think this day and age, there's a lot of hype on minor league players before they get to the big leagues. And I think that puts a lot of pressure on these certain players. This is one player, Buster Posey, who lived up to that hype at the big league level. No question.
Most certainly. And he carries it very maturely. Pie Mosley, but that's Cabrera behind the bag to throw him out. Mosley allows a hit. Nothing on the board for San Francisco. Maben, Hudson, and Headley coming up for San Diego. The helm for the Padres, Harry Buddy Black. And he sends up Maben, Hudson, and Headley to start things with Jesus Guzman against the team that formerly owned his contract, the Giants, hitting cleanup and playing first base. Hundley blanks, then DeNorfia, as he's got his right-handers in against the left-handed pitching Zito. Cabrera switch hitter Dustin Mosley. Primarily a right-handed hitting lineup, and there's Zito last season, a record of only 3-4, an ERA much too high for this multimillionaire, 5.87 in his 5 years since they paid well over $100 million for his services. He's yet to have a winning season for San Francisco.
And as Mark Sweeney said in the pregame show, you know, a lot of it has to do with the arm strength of Barry Zito. The fastball is not crisp. The breaking ball doesn't have that bite. It just kind of rolls up there. Not fooling many hitters. This is his 6th Cactus League start tonight. 9 walks in 16 and a third innings. And when you don't have that type of stuff of the days past, you try to nitpick and you try to fool guys, and you find yourself in a lot of trouble out there on that mound.
Of course, Zito has San Diego connections, attended and graduated from University High School, lives in L.A. now. Cameron Maben, his average dipping down here of late, under 200. So Cameron Maben, he has his contract extended by the Padres as they reward him for his play last year and his future. And then Nick Hundley getting an extension of his contract. And then tonight, the announcement, Corey Luebke will be a Padre for 4 years and up to 6 years, with a couple of options the club have for 2016 and 17. And there's Zito falling behind 3-0.
Isn't that great for Corey Lupke? Couldn't happen to a better kid. And you know what else I like about, as a Padre fan, continuity. It's going to be nice. Slowly but surely, they are signing players that you know are going to be back next year.
Zito not close to throwing a good strike, and he walks Maben on 4 pitches. That'll bring up Orlando Hudson. He's had only 1 game played since March 14th. Here's the defense for the Giants. Zito and Posey, with Sandoval at third, Crawford and Terrio, the double play combination, and Belt at first. Aubrey Huff, who can play first base, of course, moves to left field. Pagan and Cabrera, the 2 new Giant outfielders, in center and in right.
Well, the one thing that bit the Giants last year was the inconsistency of players going out there each and every day. They had a lot of players that were banged up on that infield.
Hudson trying to get some at bats before the season opens. Has only 19 at bats, 3 hits, takes a strike. So with 3 switch hitters in the lineup for San Diego tonight, it's an all right-handed hitting starting 9 against Zito. Yeah, he went.
Good changeup from Zito.
Yeah, I guess they say check swing, at least by the scoreboard count, 1-1. Maben has a couple of steals, safe lead at first. Zito has a good move, and there it is. Now, we talked with Bud Black before the game today, and we said, are you hinting that this would be your starting lineup on Thursday next, since it'll be Kershaw, left-hander, the opener for the Dodgers?
Don't you love the way he answers questions?
Yeah. Well, yes, but maybe no. Venables had such a good spring. Do you put the left-handed hitter in against a tough man for lefties to hit? Well, Kershaw, as he pointed out, is tough on everyone. But this could be the opening day lineup. And probably, definitely, is the starting lineup for the Giants when they open against Arizona. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The man they call the dog, Chase Headley, on deck.
One other nugget about Barry Zito is that he doesn't have the firm fastball that he once had when he was in Oakland Athletic. So the velocity of the fastball has been down as well.
They got him picked off. And now the rundown. Maben. They're ganging up on him. They got 4 covering him, and the tag is made.
It's a gamble. You're given the sign to steal. You're given the sign to go on the first move. And so watch Zito's leg. As soon as that leg is lifted, he is off and running.
1, 3, 3, 6, 3, 6. I'll take it myself.
Sounds like some good lottery numbers. I'm going to have to write that down.
Yeah, man. What's it like, about $600 million?
No.
I saw you there nudging your way into the line. You wouldn't know what to do with it.
I'll give half to you.
You know, you probably would. And Mary would give you a quick call and say, wait a minute. And another walk. So he walks Maben, and now Hudson draws a walk, but the pickoff move saving some potential trouble to Zito. Well, you win the lottery. How about buying some season tickets? There's a bargain for you. The 2012 season about to start. You enjoy great benefits all season long. Discounted parking, exclusive events, much more. Start as low as just $7. You can season tickets at $7 a piece. You can't go to the movies for that. Plans are flexible and they'll fit your needs. Don't wait. Get your 2012 Padre season tickets. Off the fist, that's going to drop into right field, but into the glove of right fielder Cabrera, and just getting back in time is Hudson. Saw a fly to right. Good break by Cabrera to make the catch. 2 away.
The Padres had the making of possibly putting together a run or maybe a crooked number in another big inning. The last couple of telecasts here on Fox Sports San Diego, the Padres have put up a crooked number in their bottom half of the first.
That's right. Their first telecast, 5 runs, and last weekend against Cincinnati, a 4-run first inning. Jesus Guzman, Padres top hitter last year, and the #1 hitter in the entire National League with runners in scoring position. You know, Guzman hit .431.
After seeing him, it doesn't surprise me. I love his approach at the plate, and he's a threat. He has proven that he can be a threat.
Jumped off the bench yesterday and hit a 2-run homer, and he rips this one fair into the left field corner. Hudson on the run. Can he score from first? Digging onto the corner is Huff. Hudson around third. Here comes the relay. It won't be in time. And the Padres lead at 1-0 on a ringing double by Jesus Guzman. The man can hit.
Rather than shutting it down after the pickoff and then the fly ball to right field, Jesus Guzman beats Pablo Sandoval just out of his reach. You know, Sandoval has got some great range down there at third base, but that ball hit high enough over the glove of the giant third baseman to bring in the O-Dog all the way from first base.
And Orlando Hudson testing that injured groin, just back in the lineup. We'll see whether or not he was able to have enough speed and still hold the body parts together. Brings up Nick Hundley. Solid hitting this spring for Hundley. .357 as a home run. His duty shortened by some back problems, but 100% now. There's the fastball at 84 miles an hour.
I was just going to mention that. He's going to top out about 86-ish. And when you throw in a fastball 84, 85 miles an hour, you better have pinpoint control and know where that pitch is going.
That was in a good spot. 1 ball, 1 strike. Guzman at second, a run home. Tried to pick the outside corner with another 84 mile an hour.
I don't think we've seen a curveball yet from Zito. We've seen changeups and located fastballs. Have you seen a curveball yet?
Well, we'll know it because it's in the 60s usually.
Yeah.
There's a changeup.
Yeah. Changeup at 74.
3 balls and a strike. So Hundley's sitting on a pitch that he can take a rip at, should he like it, with Kyle Blanks due next. Hundley called back by plate umpire Jarbo's call a strike. It's a full count.
Up and away. You know, if that catches the corner, I don't see any problem with that pitch. Looked like it was just below the belt. You know, even if that is at the belt, it catches play. I see no problem with calling that a strike.
Decent strike.
Yeah.
The plate's a lot wider than what you see there on your screen. Lined into the left field corner, and Huff can't get that one. That'll score Guzman easily, and Hundley follows Guzman's RBI double with one of his own, and it's a 2-0 Padre lead. And the first inning magic here on Fox Sports San Diego continues.
The sweet sound of hitting the sweet spot. And the Padres putting together an in and out inning right here. Double in the first.
Playing the music. It'll bring up Kyle Blanks. Pinch hit yesterday, base hit.
It's a double with no cheese because Zito is not throwing cheese at all.
Man, you're in and out with your conversation tonight, huh? Tim Lincecum would love that. What he eats 2 double-doubles, or is it 3 each day?
Well, he's
French
young.
fries and then a
young.
shake of like
do that.
3,000 calories plus, and then he runs around San Francisco Bay for 5 hours. 2-0 to Blanks.
Well, first base open right here. Barry Zito might be thinking, you know what, I'm not going to throw this guy a fastball. He may go soft. He's throwing a lot of changeups here in the first. 2 runs in the bottom half of the first bring a lot of smiles on that Padre dugout.
Perino and Bartlett there with their caps off. That one just across the letters for a strike. Changeup.
2-0 changeup.
Guzman's double, keying this 2-run first inning. Down low, Padres with a terrific spring with the bat. Phil Plantiers, you graded all the pitchers in the pregame show. How about grading the hitting coach and Alonzo Powell, what they've done with the Padre hitters this spring? Let's hope that's an indication of more runs scored this year. Foul back toward us. Well, here in the spring, the Padres first in the major leagues in runs scored, slugging percentage, on base percentage. Batting average is first in the National League, and they're 15-5 in the last 20 games.
Bottle that, cap it, and save it for opening day.
Full count. Ground ball toward the hole by Sandoval. That squeaks through. And here comes Hundley with the 3rd run of this first inning. And the Padres continue to rip the opposition apart early. You think about the 3 games here on Fox Sports San Diego. In the first inning, the Padres now have scored 12 runs in 3 games.
And you love the 2-out thunder as well.
Seeing eye single for Blanks to knock in his 3rd run of the spring.
Comfortable at-bats for these Padres. As I mentioned earlier, Barry Zito is not overpowering. He's throwing nothing but fastballs and changeups as pitching coach Dave Righetti, the big ragu, has a chat with his left-hander. Guy had a heck of a career himself, Dave Righetti.
Well, Blanks coming off the injured list with a pinch hit single yesterday and an RBI single, first time up tonight. 7th man to bat here in the opening inning, Chris Denorfia. There's the breaking ball at
68. You called it, Professor. First one of the night.
Denorfia, so valuable against left-handed pitching. He's a tough out against lefties.
You know, the one thing I think hitters would say hitting against a pitcher like Barry Zito, and this is something maybe Mark Sweeney can talk about, is when you have a soft tosser, if you're a right-handed hitter, hitting against a soft tosser like Zito, you cannot get into the pull mode, thinking that you have to pull everything. You've got to think opposite field.
And Denorfia down on the count 1-2.
You get that soft fastball away, and hitters think, I'm going to just turn on this thing, trying to rip it down the left field line. No. Still the same approach as if a guy's throwing 95 or 96.
Fly ball to right field, but at Melky Cabrera. Inning comes to an end, but the Padres roll a 3 on 3 hits, 2 of them doubles. 1 man left. Guzman's drive to left got it started as Hudson scores all the way from first. Hundley follows with an RBI double and then blank single, and it's a 3-0 Padre lead. In the white shirt, A.J. Hinch to his left. They're pleased that they've got Corey Lupke signed on as a Padre for 4 to 6 years. Got a break here. Let's go down to Layla. What do you have for us?
Hi, Dick. In fact, it is pitching talk. We're going social media this evening on Fox Sports San Diego. Just because the Padres have not named a starting pitcher yet doesn't mean we can't talk about it. Join the discussion we've got going at Fox Sports San Diego. That is twitter.com/Fox Sports SD, and tell us who you think should start for the Padres on opening day and why. And if you can do it in 140 characters, you're pretty good. And use the hashtag FSSD.
All right, Layla. Huff has a base hit. Solid single to right field by the veteran to lead off the second inning. Well, how about Dustin Mosley? We're talking the pregame show, the guys, about the fact that since 2000, no pitcher in all of baseball has been supported so weakly as Dustin Mosley. 2.55 runs per 9 innings. He gets 3 in the first inning tonight. Maybe that is a good omen.
And hopefully that carries over towards the season when it starts and he gets the ball on his day to start.
Brandon Belt has had a big spring. 407 is average. 3 home runs. Young first baseman. He's only 24, out of the University of Texas. Infield looking for a double play chance.
Big swing and nothing going right there on that last pitch. And Mosley does well. He will take the sting out of the bat. Left-handed hitter. Something soft down and away to try to induce that grounder.
9 home runs last year for Belt in only 63 games. 2-1. He was a pitcher when he entered the University of Texas, but injured his arm, and as a junior they switched him to first base. Shows you his overall talent. Makes the big leagues. Last year at age 23. There's a perfect double play ball. Hudson to Cabrera, but Cabrera's thrown out in time.
Did you see Cabrera hump it up? He's got a hose out there, folks, at shortstop. He knows when to use it, and he knew that the ball was it wasn't hit all that sharply.
Yeah.
Hudson, let's check out Hudson's feed. Yeah, pretty good rope there, but he gears it up and tries to beat him, but no chance.
Ball more toward the hole, so a long throw for Hudson to Cabrera, and that was enough for Belt, who runs well to beat out the relay. 1 out. Belt at first, and Ryan Terrio, the hitter, second baseman. Only 8 hits this spring, and a 182 average. Veteran from Louisiana State. Stayed right at home to go to college. He's native of Baton Rouge. Folks down that part of the country getting geared up. Big weekend in New Orleans. Final 4. Talked about Lupke, his Buckeyes. He'll be following them against Florida tomorrow. By the way, we're on the air here on Fox Sports San Diego at 11:30 for pregame show. A 12 o'clock tip-off here at Peoria as the Padres entertain the Milwaukee Brewers.
It's got a good look to it, doesn't it? FS San Diego. Believe it.
1-0 count. In there for a strike. We'll also be televising next Tuesday night the final rehearsal game, if you will, against Kansas City from Petco. And then a big opening day. I guess we're going to have like 2.5 hours of coverage before the first pitch. All the ceremony, pomp and circumstance. Runner goes. Throw by Hundley. They've got him. Perfect throw by catcher Hundley. Belt is erased. Now that shows you they like Belt's speed. They had him running.
Not the greatest jump by Belt. Flash look from the Giants runner, and you know what? And we could talk about this during the season. I know we've talked about it in the past, but the head first slide, it looked like he hit his knee first before his hands hit. I just am not a big fan of the head first slide. And that was not a that was not a Ricky Henderson type slide where, you know, you dive in and you're going for the bag. His knees hit, essentially slowing him down before he got to the second base bag.
Fly ball off the bat of Terrio into shallow right. Denorfia with his easy chance, and that's it for the Giants in the second. Bench coach Rick Renteria will be our special guest. We'll visit with Rick bottom half of the second. Bottom of the second, and joining us now is bench coach Rick Renteria, the pride and joy of Southgate, California. Now the right-hand man to Bud Black in that dugout, and of course your many responsibilities include keeping a keen eye on the infielders, young and old, and you've been busy this spring.
We've been really busy. You know, Hoffy does a great job of allowing me to help him go over there and do a lot of the ground ball work, a lot of the double play work, a lot of the things that they need to get done. Allows me an opportunity to be in there with the conversations that he has with them when they're trying to get him right. And they've done a great job. Actually, the whole spring they've improved exponentially, sort of, and we're really happy with the way they've been playing.
Rick, is Buddy in your ear quite a bit, asking you for your opinion on anything and everything? You
know, Buddy's an extremely bright man, and I think that if he asks a question, he already knows what he's going to want to do. Maybe he's just wanting to validate something, but for the most part, Buddy's a tremendous manager. I think he's got everything moving and flowing in a particular direction, and I think we just try to stay out of his way.
But you're a second set of eyes during the course of a game, trying to alert him that a possible left-handed pinch hitter might come up late or somebody's warming up in the bullpen, are you not?
Absolutely. I mean, we're keeping track of what's going on during the ball game, who's warming up, what the situations that arise might call for, and you know, during our pregame meetings, we have a really good idea of what we want to do and how we want to proceed. So it's kind of scripted, and we take care of it and make sure we just validate it as the game's going on.
There's one of your proteges, Everett Cabrera, with a base hit to right field. Cabrera, Andy Perino, they're in a fight for the possible 25th spot, utility infielder. How do you see that match going?
You know, they're both doing extremely well. Obviously, they've turned it up a notch the last week or so, and we'll just let the cards fall where they may. We're extremely happy with both of them, and you know, we expect good things from all of them. And so hopefully, you know, they're all going to be a part of our club at some point in time.
You know, Rick, it's funny how things are cyclical. What you just described, you know firsthand, because you were in that situation trying to make a ball club back in your day, and you were down to the last second.
That's right. You know, you never take anything for granted. You take advantage of every opportunity that you get, and I think these kids have been trying to do that. I think they've been working extremely hard. They've had, you know, some very nice moments for us during the course of the spring, and you know, that's showing, and so everybody's eyes are opening up, and at some point in time, you know, we believe that they're all going to be able to contribute in a positive way to the San Diego Padres.
Rick was a #1 draft pick out of high school and served with the Pirates and Mariners in Florida in his career. Hit a lusty 237 career.
Yeah, I wasn't. My major league numbers are nothing to speak of. So I'm just happy that I was able to be there and be a part of the game and experience the camaraderie that you have when you're playing in the big leagues. And you know, being there and learning a lot of things. And so I've been very fortunate actually, and still being in the game and look forward to being around for a while.
Rick, one last one for me. And coming into camp with the bench guys, like you mentioned, this Perino and Cabrera battling it out, it's kind of nice to come to camp and have the rest of the roster, the starting nine, pretty much set.
Absolutely.
That's a luxury.
Absolutely. It gives us some freedom to move forward in the way we might want to set up our scheme of things, you know, but having those guys there to be able to pick us up is really important, and it's a key piece of the puzzle for the San Diego Padres.
Well, the play that was just executed by Mosley, a 3-0 count. He gets a little pat from Rick Renteria as he moves the runner up with a perfect sacrifice bunt. Final question from me. As a kid growing up in the Los Angeles area, did you have a hero?
Actually, you know, the Dodgers, we all followed the Dodgers when we were growing up. But my hero, quite frankly, was a guy that I loved a lot watching him play, was Pete Rose. But there are many guys in the Los Angeles area. I mean, you think about Davey Lopes, you think about Ron Say, you think about Bill Russell in that regard. And, you know, there was just a lot of good baseball being played at that time. And I was fortunate enough to be able to see it a little bit. And the game has offered us, in our time, a lot of great players. And, you know, when you think about Pete Rose, he was a guy that hustled all the time. He went after it with a reckless abandon, so to speak, and I kind of like that.
And at age 50, Rick Renteria is still hustling to do a great job for Bud Black. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Thank you, guys. I
Thanks,
appreciate
Rick.
it. You're welcome.
Great season.
Good baseball man right there.
Never says no.
He may manage in the big leagues. He definitely has the potential to manage in the big leagues. Very smart man.
Maben up, 1 out, runner at second. 3-0 Padres here in the second. Chopped to short. Brandon Crawford across for the out, and Maben is gone with 2 away. Cabrera moves to third.
Talk about an intensity in a player. Well, Rick Renteria has that intensity as a coach.
See, they heavily watered the infield and the mound. That's may have accounted for Brandon Belt kind of skidding up short on that head first slide as he tried to steal top of the inning.
Did you see Barry Zito doing something wrong there, cleaning out his cleats? What was he doing wrong? He was doing it with his left hand. Take off your glove and use your non-pitching. If he slips and hit a spike and slices his finger open, come on.
That's very good advice. Yeah, absolutely. Hudson trying to pick up Cabrera from third, add to the 3-0 lead. The O-Dog walked and scored in the first inning.
It's like my dad always told me, hey, pet the dog with your left hand, will you?
Yeah, you're a #1 draft pick. He knew what he had going.
This is what you don't do. See, Barry Zito is a left-handed pitcher, right? Well, he's trying to get that muck off the bottom of his foot. Now, if he kind of makes a sharp move and his hand goes up against one of those steel cleats, it could spell trouble.
Safety in the workplace, brought to you by
Safety
Mark
first.
Grant. Zito 1 and 2 now on Hudson. Yeah, it's just like John Wooden taking the first day of practice and teaching his guys how to put on their shoes and tie them properly so they don't get blisters. You know,
No
it's the same
kidding.
thing. Oh yeah. Ball into right center field, and the running catch made by Angel Pagan. Padres no runs, a hit, a man left at third after 2 here in Peoria. San Diego 3, San Francisco 0. Top of the third, 3-0 San Diego. Opening day now sold out, folks. So get your tickets for the rest of that Dodger series. Friday 7 o'clock game, Saturday 5:30, and a Sunday 1 o'clock start. Fans in attendance on Friday will receive a 2012 schedule cling presented by Aladdin Bail Bonds. Tickets for the weekend going fast. Don't wait. Be sure to buy early and save at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. Should be a great way to start the season forward with the Dodgers. We're going to see a lot of good Padre fans out at Petco.
I won't be able to sleep the night before opening day. Just like those days in Little League. You slept in your... I'm going to sleep in my blazer and tie the night before opening day. I'm so excited.
With a microphone under your pillow.
Yeah, in my pocket square to match my pillowcase.
Or the pillowcase is your pocket
That's
square.
Right.
Huh? Brandon Crawford, the shortstop, apparently has won the job at that key position. Played his college ball at UCLA, grew up a Giants fan. High chopper that'll kick foul.
Well, like Barry Zito, Dustin Mosley trying to get that muck out from his spikes. And what is he doing? He's using his right hand. My goodness gracious.
They just don't listen to you.
I'm going to take some time and talk to Dustin Mosley and say, hey, you might want to suggest using your left hand. And he'll probably tell me to take a hike.
No, but knowing Mosley, he'd say, you know, that is a good idea.
Yeah. We've heard of freakier things happen to pitchers, right? In position players?
Just lifting a child or
Playing
leaning
on
the
your
wrong way
trampoline?
when you're shaving. Oh, yeah, how about that? Buy a trampoline and just you might as well just sign on for some casts, you know, future fractures. 1-2.
Good pitch. I think that's a pitcher's pitch. I think that's a strike, and Dustin Mosley just got squeezed.
6'4", 215-pounder Mosley, now 30 years of age. Rolled toward the first base line. Mosley fielding what could have been a tough play, making it look easy. One away. Let's head out to San Diego now. Check in with Kerry Chow. He's at Petco for the 2012 Padres preview night.
We're having a blast over here at Petco Park for a media preview night. And I tell you what, the Pods aren't just sporting a new team on the field this year. Actually, the park itself, plenty of new wrinkles, and they're good wrinkles. Check this. They're bringing a little bit of North County down to the gas lamp with Bull Taco. Get a load of this. Lobster, bacon, chorizo tacos, asada tacos, duck tacos, dick, duck tacos. How good does that sound? It sounds incredible. I'm going to have some in a little bit. From Petco Park, I'm Kerry Chow. Guys, back to you.
All right, Kerry, and congratulations. Kerry signed on this week to be a member of the Fox San Diego sports team. And we've got quite a crew, don't we?
We do.
We can.
A lot of good eggs. A lot of good people.
Around the midseason and all-star break, we can have an all-star picnic.
Yeah, jury's still out on that Pomerantz guy, though.
Well, nobody's perfect. The left-handed pitcher.
Tell you what, you're not going to find a nicer, sweeter guy, a guy who works hard, than Mike Pomerantz. A great addition to the Fox Sports San Diego team.
3 balls and no strikes. The count to Zito. And Mosley, who had not walked a man the entire spring, walks the opposing pitcher Zito. Not exactly a threat with the lumber on 4 pitches.
And he wants to have a talk with Nick Hundley. Boy, that's a fluke, isn't it? Walking the pitcher, Barry Zito. So just a little breather right there for Nick and Dustin as you take a look at the breakdown. Pretty even.
So a 1-out walk to Zito. To the top of the order, Angel Pagan grounded to second his first time. High pop-up pierces the evening night. Shallow left. And Blanks has the second out. Brings up Melky Cabrera. Took a third strike, his first at bat.
You know, this is almost reminiscent of old Candlestick Park. You see the smoke. That's not fog, but that's from the grills that are cooking up, you know, bratwurst and chicken and.
Well, did you see that Ruth dog they have here?
Oh, it's huge, unbelievable.
Feed a family of 4.
Two gone here in the top of the third. Cabrera with pitcher Zito at first base. Slices this one foul. That'll curl into the crowd.
Yes, something else that Dustin Mosley has going for him is just the poise that he shows on the mound. He is a guy that's not going to show up his teammates. He's going to be accountable. He's not going to make excuses. He's just going to do his job and do it the best of his ability and be prepared every time out.
Yeah, you were so right on when you made the comment last year with no run support. Never heard him complain. Never once did he say, hey, if I just got a few runs, I wouldn't be 3-10. Never complained. That builds up that teamwork support. You know, you want to help a guy out like Mosley. No complaining. It was never point the finger at the other guy. That's the kind of clubhouse that Bud Black wants. 2 strikes ahead of Cabrera. Tempted but able to hold back on the breaking ball.
And that was a breaking ball in the dirt with a purpose. 0-2. You want to show it. Hoping that he will offer and swing over the top of it. So a nice block by Nick Hundley as well.
Chop to second. Hudson will go to second and get the force himself. And the inning is over. Chase Headley. He'll be up to lead off the Padre third with San Diego leading 3-0. On this Friday night, sporting some spring training Padres gear, and of course the official online shop of the Padres has the best selection of authentic spring training gear, caps, t-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, and much more. Get set with Padres gear at the official source, thepadres.com shop.
Nice to see the Padre faithful sporting the old and the new jerseys. You know what our mission should be this year, Dick? How many Mark Sweeney jerseys we can spot at home? Hey, even on the road. There's got to be some Mark Sweeney. I mean, he played for what, 22 teams?
Well, we see your Mark Grant jerseys everywhere we go.
Yeah. Mark Sweeney, another great addition to the Fox Sports San Diego team. Big fan. I love him like a brother.
I thought you said the jury was still out on him.
No, Pomerantz.
Oh, okay.
Fouled out of play
by Headley, who fly to right field his first time. Chase has said that this is the year he wants to be more dangerous at the plate, meaning he wants to hit more home runs. He had only 4 all last year. He has 3 this spring.
And that's great when a player can assess himself and come out and say that, right? I mean, that tells you that Chase Headley, he cares. He wants to make a difference.
Yeah, he realizes that corner infield spot, he's got to produce more power. And the Padres are hoping first, third, left, and right. Those are your power positions. And of course, Carlos Quentin, his debut as a Padre delayed by that knee surgery, but hopefully will be back in uniform mid-April. Good cut there.
Now that's a fastball that's up. It's out over the plate a little bit. You got to square that one up. And that's the pitch I'm talking about earlier, where you have to drive that or try to drive it to right center field. That is a pitch that you cannot try to pull.
Zito working from a stretch here. 2-2. Chop foul.
You know, he's got a weird delivery. I mean, and he has changed it up. It's not a full type delivery. And Dick, you made a good point. It's almost as if he's going from the stretch. You can see his setup almost like he's going to stretch. Then watch his front foot. Just a little movement to get into that position. And I'll tell you what, I'm not a pitching coach by any means, but I like to see a guy get a good motion going, get that foot rock back, shoot, rock, fire, right?
Yes.
That's what I like to see. It just, you know, toe tapping around the mound. To me, it just looks like he's using a lot of arm and really not getting a lot out of his body that he could.
Two-hopper to the second baseman, Terrio. And Headley's retired 4-3. Brings up cleanup hitter, first baseman Jesus Guzman. It was Guzman's 2-out double that started the scoring in the first inning, bringing Hudson, who had walked, home from first. Hundley followed with a RBI double, and Blanks with a single to left to drive in the third run. Getting San Diego off to a solid start again tonight.
I know every pitcher is different and everybody has their little mechanisms, but I like to see a guy, when we say shoot, rock, fire, get that sign and get that momentum going, get that step back over the rubber, over the head, and get that body in motion to get towards home plate. When you just do a little toe tap like this to get over the rubber, and once again, it might work for Barry Zito.
But it isn't working for Zito. That's the whole point.
I'm just a firm believer to get that big body in motion.
You'll do anything to get FaceTime, won't you? Guzman fooled on that last one. And he sees looked like a fastball, yep. 82.
It was a fastball. You're absolutely right. At 82. Now maybe Barry's trying to simplify things and keep it simple. And that's why he's using that type of delivery. Some pitchers think that less is more. Does that make sense? Where
yes, it does.
You keep it really simple in front of the rubber, so therefore you just get yourself in a good explode position with the leg. Not a lot of movement.
He walks Guzman.
Seems like he's keeping it simple, right? Compact, high leg kick, and that's fine and dandy. You get 10 different pitchers in a room, you get 10 different ideas. What works best for you is what matters.
Well, at 33, obviously struggling, doesn't have the power pitches anymore, so he's trying to figure a way to, I mean, you know, the Jamie Moyers of the world figured it out.
Right.
Hundley, RBI double, first at bat, and then later scored on blank single. One out here in the third.
Good changeup from Zito.
1-1. Here's the double first inning by Hundley. Good swing on it, drives it into the left field corner. He just seems steadier at the plate, doesn't he? I mean, he just gets his little prepared right here. He gets his typical, gets himself set, but not a lot of movement.
That's
the pitch that Hundley and others all last year. How many times did the Padres go after a ball in the dirt? All spring long. We haven't seen that.
And there are also a lot of scouting reports that are given to the hitters that say this guy cannot throw a breaking ball for a strike. So as a hitter, when you recognize breaking ball, you just spit on it. And if he throws it for a strike, you just tip your helmet to the guy. I don't know how many changeups Barry Zito has thrown tonight for a called strike.
Drive to center field. That'll chase the center fielder Pagan back and rattles off the center field wall. Guzman running all the way. There'll be a play at the plate. Here comes the relay, and he's in, and they got Hundley hung up between second and third. Now Hundley with his second double, and they run him down as Zito himself gets in the act. Brandon Belt finally makes the tag. So another RBI double for Hundley as he rings this one over Pagan's head.
Another sweet sound off the shillelagh of Nick Hundley over Pagan's head, and then the race is on. Guzman had to hold up because he wasn't sure if that ball was going to be caught. He scored easily, and I noticed another incident on the field when that ball was thrown to home plate. And I know it's spring training, but Buster Posey wanted no part of that. Hey, it's spring training, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Hundley, a brace of RBI doubles.
Here's that relay, and watch Buster Posey. Yeah, not even close to home plate. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody from the Giants would say to Buster Posey, hey, you know what? If you don't have to hang in there when there's a play at the plate, yeah, we suggest just maybe, you know, play it safe.
Because that could have been fairly close.
Absolutely.
8-6-2-6-3 on the put out of Hundley. 4-0 Padres. Lang singled in a run his first time, and the count goes 3-1 on Big Kyle. The 9th 3-ball count from Zito this evening. And line drive, base hit, left field corner, chasing it down is Huff. Boy, he's been visiting that left field foul pole a lot tonight. And Blanks with another double. Well, welcome back to the lineup, Kyle.
Sounded like it maybe got in on him a little bit, but he's big and strong, and it's elevated enough to get over Sandoval's head. So a good sign. Kyle Blanks back in the lineup. Second double for the 88 train.
Now the one-out walk to Guzman. He comes around on Hundley's double. Now Blanks after Hundley caught in the rundown with his second hit in 2 at-bats. Denorfia fly to right his first time. 4 runs for the Padres tonight on 6 hits. 3 of them doubles. There's a base hit to right field by Denorfia. That's up the alley. Blanks, he'll score easily. Denorfia is looking at a triple. And he will make it standing. It's 5-0 San Diego. A 3-bagger for Denorfia.
How about using the whole field? Mentioned it earlier. Soft tossing Barry Zito gets the top hand on that pitch that's up and away. He does not try to pull it. Chris Denorfia realizing that there's plenty of garden spot out there in right center field, and he is gladly into third base with a triple.
Brings up Everett Cabrera. He singled sharply to right field his first time. Well, folks, those of you who have not been able to make it over to Peoria during spring training, it's our 3rd telecast on Fox Sports San Diego, but this has been indicative of the lineup for Buddy Black most of the spring. They've just hit well. That's a number to the first baseman Belt. Zito covering in time for the out. The Padres get 2 more and a pair of doubles and a triple. Hundley driving in the 4th run, and Norfia finds the gap in right center to score Hundley. 5-0 San Diego. Attack by the Padres, 5 of them extra bases as they build their lead to 5-0 after 3. And joining us now, young man from Columbus, Ohio, Corey Lupke, the Ohio State Buckeye. His contract extended tonight through 2015, perhaps through 2017. Can you loan me $100,000? I'll get it back to you on Tuesday, I promise.
You know what? I haven't actually signed anything yet, so I'm just hoping Josh doesn't run with the contract.
That's got to bring a smile to you, and it tells you more than the money amount and all. It's just your security for the future, and you know that this ball club wants you around for a long time.
Yeah, when they came to me a few weeks ago with the idea, I was pretty excited about it, but it really hasn't all set in yet. I think just this time of year we're just kind of focused on winning some games, but it is exciting. I think the next few days here when it'll probably sit in a little bit. So.
Well, just think about it, Corey. What's happened in 1 year's time? Last year, at this very time, you didn't know if you'd make the starting opening day ball club.
Yeah, and coming into camp this year, I remember talking with Dad, a few days ago. I was just thinking, I came into camp this year thinking, just don't screw up and make sure you make the club again. So, no, it definitely adds a little security.
What's the reaction been like, Corey, amongst your teammates?
I think everybody, the whole team's kind of excited. We got Nick, Nick locked up now, and Cameron and me, and just a good group of guys overall. And we got a bunch of hard workers, and I think we're all looking forward to where things are going. Are
you the type of pitcher, Corey, where you maybe felt some pressure where you're out there, and now with this extension of the contract, does that take some of the pressure off?
I think I always put a little pressure on myself to succeed. While we're out there on the mound, I think most of us are pretty focused on just getting the hitters out, but it definitely, like you said, it definitely adds a little security, and I'm just ready to get out there and get going again.
Sandoval grounds out to short, and Buster Posey now the hitter. Well, it's a big day tomorrow for all you Ohio State fans. What are your thoughts about Kansas?
I don't know. They got us the first time around, but Solinger was down, and our guard play has really stepped up here in the tournament. They get Buford going, and I think we'll be in good shape, but it should be a good game.
Sounds like he's a bench coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes.
He grew up. His dad was a basketball coach. This kid could really shoot because he had the keys to the gym. Is that right?
Yeah, he had the keys to the gym growing up. I think I was pretty lucky compared to most of the kids. Back in Ohio, it can get a little nasty in the middle of the winter, but we always had a little access to the gym. So,
Corey, how fortunate do you feel to have not only a pitching coach like Darren Balsley, but a manager who also was a good pitcher in the big leagues, Buddy Black?
I was talking to some guys about that earlier today, and I think that's, you know, a lot of the reason the success I've had the last year and a half, kind of how I've grown as a pitcher a little bit. And, you know, if anything, what I'm really excited about is just knowing I'm going to be with those guys for the next 4 years, hopefully, and be able to keep working with Balsley and Blackie for the next few years. And I think, you know, me as a pitcher and, you know, as a team player, it's only going to improve.
Posey takes strike 3, and that brings up Aubrey Huff. You came to spring training this year, and one of your focuses was to get easier outs this year, that you had to work too hard. Those strikeouts are nice, but you'd like to get some quick outs. How are you going to do that?
Yeah, this spring we've been working on the changeup quite a bit. You know, our bullpens. Every outing I've gone out and you know, I've thrown more this spring than I probably did all last year combined. So it's definitely getting to a point where I'm more comfortable with it at this point in my career than I ever have been before. So, you know, I'm looking forward to having that in the back of the arsenal. But you know, I'm still going to use my fastball, and that's one of the pitches that makes me have success when I'm out there. And so it's just nice knowing, you know, there's certain instances in the game where I got that changeup in there to use now.
Huff with a ground ball single to center field. He's 2 for 2 tonight. Well, we're excited for you, young man, and we look forward to a great season and a great career. A late bloomer. You didn't graduate high school till after 19, so that's why you were a little behind some of the guys that went into the big leagues or into pro contract at an earlier age.
Yeah, I'm glad you cleared that up. And some of the guys, there's rumors floating around that I had to repeat a grade in there somewhere. And, I need to squash those. So.
He was an honor student, and in fact, as you told us, you were premature. You were only 4 pounds at birth, so you weren't in kindergarten until you were almost 7 years of age. So.
Yep, it all worked out. So you know, I thank Mom and Dad for making that call.
Great night for you, and a great season ahead, we're sure.
Thanks, Dick.
Congratulations.
Thanks, Bud.
Corey Lupke.
You know, he might have been, what'd you say, 4 pounds at birth? But he's a keeper now. Huh? Right?
You bet. You talked to the hitters around the National League last year, and when his name came up, said, oh, I don't like to face that guy. He got late action on his fastball, and now adding that changeup could really make him tough. Brandon Belt, the batter. Safe on a fielder's choice his first time. 2 outs, and Huff at first base with a base hit. The third single off Mosley tonight. Top of the 4th, Padres 5, Giants nothing. That takes Guzman 3 steps from the bag. They don't come any easier than that. Middle of the 4th, Padres lead by 5. As they come up to hit in the bottom of the 4th inning. But first, let's go out to San Diego and check in with Kerry Chow. He said Petco, the 2012 Padres preview night.
Hey, thanks, Dick. You know, we talked about all the new wrinkles to Petco Park. Well, there's one really large one behind me. Check out the right field foul pole. It's the world's largest 3-wood. The new tailor-made rocket balls just unveiled tonight. And as a matter of fact, for all you golfing fans out there, during the course of the season, for select games, you can actually test out these clubs right outside the park. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. Reporting from Petco Park, I'm Kerry Chow. Guys, back to you.
All right, thanks, Gary. The ballpark looks in great shape, doesn't it? No surprise there. Dustin Mosley sacrificed his first time. Of course, he dislocated that left shoulder a couple of times hitting, so he's altered his batting style this year. And he was very gentle about starting to hit in the batting cage off the tee. Didn't, want to aggravate the injury, and he found that it's strong, but he's not going to hold the bat with both hands on the follow through. He's going to release the top hand. The injury last year, boy, it was painful to watch.
Oh, that sure was.
And it happened a couple of times, and then able to replace it, and finally surgery was the answer. Chops that one out towards second base, where Terrio takes care of business. One away.
Even on that last swing, I noticed that the hand kind of comes off a little bit. Let's check it out. Watch the top hand. Contact. Hand comes off.
He's doing that intentionally to try to take that pressure off that. Yeah, that's a good shot. No, he's going to help himself with the bat.
Yes, he will.
In fact, I think one of those dislocations actually was a base hit. Remember?
You are correct.
And he just couldn't obviously run it out.
I've never dislocated a shoulder, but I talk to people. They say that is one of the most excruciating injuries that you could experience.
Cameron Maben walked and grounded to short tonight. So Maben with an extension of his contract. Catcher Nick Hundley the same. And tonight, the pitcher Lupke. Sandoval across and gets Maben. And the new pitcher is Dan Otero. Otero is the former Duke pitcher and also competed at South Florida. This in many ways is his final audition. There's a chance he could make the big club. 8 innings of pitching this spring. He's allowed only 1 run and 6 hits.
He's been primarily a reliever throughout his professional career. This is his 6th year in the pros.
A couple of ground ball outs to start the 4th inning. Rangy 6'3" and 214. Omar Minaya, former general manager with Montreal and the Mets, and now a key executive with the Padres, will join us in the top half of the next inning as Otero comes in. Quick work of the Padres in the 4th. 3 up, 3 down on ground outs. The Padres 5 runs on 7 hits, 5 extra base hits, and the Giants no runs on 3 singles. And Omar Minaya joins the Padre organization. Great to have you with us.
Very happy to be here.
It's been a
Dick.
terrific spring, hasn't it?
It sure has. The weather's been great, and we're playing good ball, and the young kids especially we're seeing them get better. And I think the exciting thing about our team is some of the new guys that we have. We have, you know, some of the trades that were done were to bring in some young players that are major league ready, and I think we're seeing that this camp.
And the proof has been in this nice 18-win spring, and many of them engineered late by players like these.
Well, you know, like you said, when you have the young players like the Grandals, the Lirianos, you know, Erling, and we saw Wheeling pitch over here. And the good thing about it is, as I said before, some of these guys are close. So even if they don't make the club, we are going to see them soon in Petco Park.
They sent, Jonathan Galvez, they sent him down to the minor league camp today. But every time he came into a game, he got a base hit. And Clark goes 2 for 2 again yesterday.
That's right. You know, Clark had an unbelievable spring. And as you said, Galvez, you know, you're talking about a guy going up there being aggressive. I like to see the young players be aggressive. And one thing that Galvez showed us was an aggressive approach at the plate.
What are going to be your day-to-day responsibilities, Omar?
Well, I'm pretty much replacing what Josh Burns did last year. I'm in the same office. Josh pretty much, you know, my role is really going to be as a general manager, a previous general manager, to be there of assistance to Josh. Really, it's going to be being here, you know, all the time in spring training, but also once we get to spring training, going out, getting, you know, helping out with the draft, watching our system. Going down internationally, you know, we've been pretty aggressive down there. We have a great complex, being able to help Randy Smith. So it's going to be a very versatile role, and I like that because you know, one thing, I mean, after 30-some years in the game, versatility is hopefully what I bring to the table and hopefully what I bring to the organization, and I'm happy to be able to do this for Josh Burns and the Padres.
So just so the fans might appreciate this, Josh Burns was the right-hand man last year of Jed Hoyer, and now you then are the right-hand man of Josh Burns.
Well, I guess so. I'm one of the right-hand man. I think we have AJ also who was involved, right. And I think, you know, the way the game is today, Dick, you know, it's the general manager's job is it keeps on expanding more and more, and I think that having another general manager around as a sounding board, I think it's important, and that's what I feel why I'm here, and especially, you know, when you have a young team like ours that has a great upside, and I was fortunate to be part of the Montreal Expos organization, which was if you want to say, lower, you know, salary club, and also being fortunate enough to be with a big market club like the New York Mets. Having both those experience to be able to apply them and to be able to help here, I'm excited about it, and that's why Josh, when we talked, he said, hey, I'd love for you to come and join me, and I'm happy to be here.
And you'll travel with the club, the big club?
Yes, I will. I will travel with the big club. You know, pretty much do a little bit of everything, and trading deadline time comes. We have some trades to make. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be out there scouting. I love scouting. That's my history. It's been more on the scouting side, and it's going to be fun.
This is Otero, the pitcher, now trying to move the runner Crawford up. A one-out single by Brandon Crawford.
Born in the Dominican Republic, grew up in Queens, New York.
That's right.
Are you going to do a lot of traveling down to the academy in the Dominican?
I'll do some traveling. I think that, you know, Randy Smith is in charge of our international department, so I'm going to be there and do some traveling. Really more whenever we're going to sign some of the young players, I'm going to be able to see them.
That was just a tough chance. A high hopper off home plate. And Otero gets a base hit. I mean, Mosley looking up, will this ball ever come down? And tried to field it with a bare hand and make a quick throw, but it was too tough a chance. Tried to get himself in position so he could make the quick throw. I'm not sure he would have gotten Otero anyway.
That was the only way he was going to get him out. That was the only way was to barehanded and try to do it all in one motion, and unfortunately couldn't get it done.
How was it in New York?
New York was great.
No, because you probably learned a lot, not only as being a general manager, but being a general manager in that market, and also maybe learning a little bit about yourself as well.
Well, I love New York. I mean, I grew up in New York. I was in that organization, understanding the marketplace. New York is a great sports town. It's a great baseball town. It's a very passionate town.
Were you a Giant, Dodger fan?
Well, you know, we talked about that yesterday. I was a Giant fan, I said, because, you know, growing up, we all loved Willie Mays. But that being said, I was a little bit of a front runner. See? When the Yankees were good, I kind of liked the Yankees. And, of course, how can you not like the 69 Miracle Mets when they had Tom Seaver?
Now, how about the ball club itself? As it is constructed at this moment, 6 days away from the opener. In many ways, I find it surprising to see how the numbers have built offensively this spring, because when you look at the lineup, while there have been additions and subtractions, there's not a lot of power represented here, and yet they've hit as many home runs this spring as any National League team, and they keep scoring runs.
Yeah, I think well, one thing is good. I think Cameron Maven, of course, when you look at him, you're looking at some speed. I think what I've seen so far and what I've seen this spring training is we have a lot of guys that make contact. You're right. And ideally, you'll like to be able to have power hitters. One thing we've learned and one thing we discussed this winter, of course, we have to take into account the players that bring in understanding our ballpark. I think it's important to make contact. I think what we're seeing is guys in our club, whether, we added, when you add an Alonso to first base, he's a contact guy. He's one of those inside-out guys, those guys that kind of hit the ball to the opposite field. To me, you're right. I think what we have seen in the scoring the runs is the ability to make contact, the ability to hit line drives. And I think if we stay healthy as a group, we are going to score more runs than we did last year. That's not including, we have added Carlos Quinton to the club. We've added a power hitter there. And understanding that some of these guys are, whether it's our catcher, Hunley, they're getting older. So they're understanding better, and they're understanding the hitting approach better.
High hopper with the bases loaded, and that one thrown away by Guzman. That'll score another run, and into third the throw, and on to second goes the hitter. Oh my, an ugly inning here as the Padres see Crawford single, then the high hopping single by Otero. Pagan walks to load the bases, and Guzman's running throw wild to second, and it's suddenly a 5-2 game, and the tying run comes to the plate in the form of Pablo Sandoval.
Well, he had the right idea, but what kind of a throwing lane did he have? Yeah, he just spiked it. Pagan sliding right into the bag. That's a tough ball for any shortstop to handle. The right idea, though. His momentum was taking him towards second base. Just couldn't fire a strike to Everett Cabrera.
Pagan winds up at third. Cabrera safe at first, and Sandoval with one swing can tie it up.
Omar, what's the one thing that sticks out in your mind in the short time that you've been here with the Padres since December of 11?
Well, the one thing that sticks out in my mind, of course, is besides Cashner's 100 miles an hour fastball all spring training.
I mean, like as a whole, the Padre organization, from the general manager to the baseball ops people, to people like that.
The one thing that stands out for me is it's a baseball organization. And I say this, it's being the market that we're in, seeing how Buddy, he has his meetings before, he usually has a team meeting in the clubhouse. That's something that in a big market, you really don't have the ability to do that because of the large number of media. But what I see, what stands out for me as far as the Padres is, it's a baseball organization. Baseball is talked. We spend a lot of time talking baseball with Josh, and Buddy, and the coaches, Hoffman. It stands out, And I say this because it's not a quote-unquote big market. Meaning the word big market, as far as you have to spend so much other time on the business side. And I say this. We spend a lot more time talking baseball than I've experienced in other organizations.
Well, there aren't as many distractions other than great weather and a nice, convenient, friendly San Diego environment compared to the Big Apple, where anything can happen anytime. As it's been said, all the best and all the worst of everything right there in one city.
Yeah, well, and to me, being here with the Padres, and one of the reasons that I wanted to be here was, I had that experience. First of all, I spent a lot of time with Josh before. I've known Josh and his passion for scouting.
That ball is hit deep to left center field. That's way back. And the game is tied as Sandoval rings up a 3-run home run. Pablo circles the bases with his 4th home run of the spring. And on a couple of singles, an error, and a big swing by Sandoval, the Giants tie it at 5-all.
Looked like it was a pitch, really not up all that much. This will give us a better. Oh yeah, that was up around the letters.
Oh yeah, you leave the ball up on that guy, he's going to hit it. You know, he's a strong hitter, and he's able to hit that ball to the opposite field.
So a new game with one out here in the 5th inning, and Buster Posey the batter.
Omar, you played professionally with the A's, Mariners, correct?
Yes.
Now, when did you know that you wanted to stay in professional baseball in some capacity?
Well, what an inning here, huh?
And Headley's throw wild, but backed up by Hudson, and Posey will hold at first base, and that'll be called a base hit. A do or die play by the third baseman Headley.
Did you know that even after your playing days that you said, you know, I want to stay in this game of baseball?
Yeah, I always wanted to stay in the game of baseball. After I finished playing with the Mariners, I went and played 2 years in Italy, and that was a great experience playing in Tuscany. You know, how you like that?
Ah, little pasta, little pasta.
Did you buy a villa over there?
Well, I didn't buy one, but I stayed in a villa overlooking the Mediterranean. That's not bad.
My goodness.
And I said to myself, I'm going back to America. I'm going to come back, but I got to be in baseball. I ended up starting working out with the Texas Rangers. I was an area scout and a coach. And I coached for 3 years in the Gulf Coast League, and then an area scout. And then really took a liking to scouting. And when at that time, 3 years in, I told myself, you know, I really want to be a scout. And I was very fortunate to be around some very good people early in my career. There was
who was your biggest signing?
Well, my first year was Sammy Sosa.
Not a bad start.
That's how I started. Sammy Sosa was one of my signings. I also signed Richie Aurelia. He went to St. John's University over the years, but you're fortunate to be around good people.
Huff pops that one up. Cabrera waiting for it to come down at shortstop, and there's 2 away. That'll bring up Brandon Belt, 9th man to hit here in the Giants' 5th inning.
Have you found a place yet in San Diego? What's your
Well, I'm looking right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and can't wait to get there. We're going to be next week, and Monday I'm going to be out there looking. I'm looking forward to it.
I think Dick's got a guest house in La Jolla.
Well, the kids are all away. We got a room, but I'm not sure that's enough. You can't go in my wine cellar though unless you ask permission.
That's exactly. You know, Dick, in Italy, that's what they say. You can't touch the wine. You know what I'm saying?
That went right through the wickets of Huntley, and on the wild pitch, Posey moves into scoring position.
When you live in Tuscany, they'll tell you, you'll know if they show you their wine cellar or the special wines, they really like you. You know.
That's a nice way to welcome a guest. I'm sure that there's a lot of folks listening right now say, listen, I've got a recommendation for you. You might have some calls waiting for you at the office when you return on Monday.
What a great city to be in.
Base hit by Belt. Here comes the go-ahead run. Throw by DeNorfia is not in time, and the Giants lead 6-5. Posey scoring from second on an RBI base hit by Belt as the Giants have hit around and have scored 6 runs here in the 5th inning to take the lead.
Just a little toe tap from Brandon Belt, actually bringing that foot back and then back out in front, and then the race was on. There's not going to be any collisions at home plate, especially in spring training. Boy, Tim Flannery, the third base coach, all the way down the line. We've seen him do that before, directing traffic to his runner.
He's going to get thrown out one of these days. They're going to tag him out. Now, this is the man who started it all, innocently enough, with a ground out, Ryan Theriot. Yeah, they haven't exactly crushed the ball, with one exception, Sandoval's long home run to left center field. A couple of scratch hits thrown in with a walk, and Mosley's shutout through 4 has come crashing down here in the 5th inning. Belt moving to second base on the play at the plate, so he's in scoring position.
You know, Omar, I have a confession to make because I am reading this out of the media guide, so I don't want you to think that I'm a smart guy, but you were honored by President George W. Bush at the White House?
Yes.
You had dinner with the president?
Oh, yeah.
Another base hit into left center field. And Terrio drives in a run. He's on his way to second with a double. It is 7-5. The Giants exploding here in the top of the 5th inning. Belt coming in with the 7th run as Terrio drives in his 6th of the spring.
Too fat of a pitch, up, elevated, about belt buckle high. And any hitter would like that type of pitch as the Giants add on here in the 5th.
Well, if you pitch up in this game, you're going to get hurt. I think we've seen that early with Barry Cito. A lot of his pitches were up, and you just cannot pitch up in this game.
Black and Darren Bosley, the pitching coach, trying to get Mosley through this 5th inning. Brad Boxberger, the rookie right-hander, throwing in the bullpen for San Diego.
But I was very, President Bush, I was fortunate when I was with the Rangers. We were together there, and we still friends. He'll send me a note. I mean, he was just a wonderful person, you know, and invited to the White House, put me on a council when the President's Council. So I've had a very good relationship with the president, and well, he just loved baseball, and we always spent. And the thing about him, he loved talking about the prospects.
Thankfully, the inning comes to an end on the pop up to second base by Crawford, but the Giants score 7 runs and take a 2-run lead at the halfway mark. Omar, great to have you with us.
Well, great to be here, and I'm looking forward to spending a lot of time with you guys this
Good
year.
luck.
Okay, thank you.
One of the baseball stars in the National League West, Pablo Sandoval, his 3-run home run, and Fox Saturday Baseball returns April 7th. Week from tomorrow, some of the sport's biggest names will be featured. New teams: Albert Pujols, the Angels, Prince Fielder, and the Tigers. Plus, the defending world champion Cardinals headline the debut of Fox Saturday Baseball a week from tomorrow, April 7th at 12:30. Well, the Padres comfortably cozying along, coasting the 5-0 lead, now find themselves down 7-5 as Headley, Guzman, and Hundley bat in the last of the 5th inning. Chase Headley batting from the left side for the first time, fly to right and grounded to second as a right-handed hitter tonight.
A lot of elevated pitches from Dustin Mosley that last inning. He's a guy, and he'll be the first to tell you, as Omar Minaya said, you got to pitch down in the zone when you're not throwing 97, 98 miles an hour.
That fatigue may have played a factor there. He pitched 4 solid innings, and then up come the pitches as those legs get a little tired.
Otero with strike 3 called. Yonder Alonso comes up to hit. He'll bat for Guzman.
He gets the high strike. You can see Buster Posey framing that, as Nick Hundley has done for Dustin Mosley tonight.
So Otero comes in for Zito and retires all 4 men that he's faced. Alonso, first ball hunting. Now that's control. Didn't spill a drop of beer. 1 ball, 1 strike to Alonso. He's seen more at bats in this spring than any Padre. There was a purpose in all that. Buddy Black wanted Alonso to see as much National League West pitching as he could, because well, he was only up briefly with the Reds. Very rarely did he have a chance to face NL West pitching. Now 2 balls, 2 strikes. This is his 67th at bat of the spring, more than any San Diego player by far, and he has the most hits, 20, in 303 for the spring. Watch out, that went off the facing of the Giants dugout.
Otero got in the kitchen of Alonso to fight that one off. That pitch was down by the knuckles.
Phil Plantier and Alonzo Powell, the hitting coaches for the Padres, their philosophy: left center to right center, foul line to foul line, and this man will do just that. A lot of his hits have been to left center field. Really like his personality too. He wants to be good. He constantly asking for help from the veteran players. High chopper, fair ball. Belt takes it to the bag. 5 in a row retired by Otero. You recall from the start of the game, we've been asking you fans Twitter and tell us your pick to start opening day next Thursday. Rich Madison 95. Could it be Lupke? He feels the Padres' best pitcher there with Clayton Richard.
Hey, and you know what? He's got a good point. Corey Lupke definitely could be the opening day starter.
Nick Hundley, sorry to see Barry Zito exit the premises. Had a pair of run-producing doubles against Zito. Ooh, my, he's not playing any favorites, is he? As he almost took the cap of Otero into center field with that drive. 3 for 3 night for Hundley. Brings the tying run up. Kyle Blanks, who is 2 for 2 tonight. A RBI single and a double.
Listen to this. That's the 3rd time tonight that we've heard that sound off the bat of Nick Hundley.
He is squaring him up. That'll make you smile. 3 solid base hits, a line drive double to left, line drive double over the center fielder Pagan's head, and that shot back through the middle. (7-5) Giants here in the last of the 5th inning. Padres trying to counter after that big 7-run top half of the inning for the Bay Area boys. Solid shot past shortstop. Crawford looked as if he didn't see the ball. He didn't react quickly at all, and Blanks is 3 for 3. Hundley moves to second. Denorfia the batter. That one kind of squirreled its way off the bat of Blanks.
Well, yeah, it was definitely off the end of the bat. I don't know whether that ball was knuckling or what, but Crawford not even close to that one. He was shading over towards the hole a little bit.
Kind of looking as if he took a false step to his right and then couldn't get back to the left, as Righetti on the horn to the bullpen. 2 on, 2 out to Denorfia, who tripled to right center his last time up to drive a run. High chopper to Crawford. He'll go the long way, and the inning is over.
Padres waste a couple of 2-out singles by Hundley and blanks. It remains 7-5 Giants. Just joining us, the Padres got off to a great start. 3 runs in the first inning, keyed by Jesus Guzman's RBI double, and Nick Hundley follows with a double in the left field corner as well. Blank single to make it 3-0. But then it fell apart in the top of the 5th inning. This play by Guzman, the error sets up the Giants, who roll a 7, and the big blow coming up from Pablo Sandoval. He clears the deck in left center field. A 3-run shot. As the Giants, 7 runs on 6 hits, aided by the 1 error, to overcome the 5-0 deficit and take a lead. New pitcher for San Diego is Brad Boxberger, the 23-year-old former USC Trojan, who will go on to work his 2012 season, at least at the start, in the Padre minor league system. Apparently ticketed for San Antonio. That's not official. He's had 1 rough outing, and that explains the 12.71 ERA. He's had 3 or 4 really good ones as well. Giants come up in the top of the 6th inning after sending 11 men to the plate in the last inning. This is Gregor Blanco. He's had a good spring. This young guy apparently has made the club. Whoa. He continues to hit. Drive into the right field corner and up at the base of the fence. Blanco takes a turn, and he'll hold at second with a ringing double to right.
That's a fastball that's down and in, and Blanco turns on it nicely. Boxberger missing with location on that one. He's got a little deception in his delivery, throws across his body just a little bit. That's why he goes from the first base side of the pitching rubber.
Blanco's 24th hit of the spring. He was hitting .348 coming in. Scored more runs than any Giant, 13 this spring. Bunt, try, and foul by leadoff hitter Pagan.
Boxberger, one of the principals in the Matt Latos trade to Cincinnati, and his repertoire consists of a 4-seam fastball, low 90s. He's got to locate. And as Darren Balsley has mentioned this spring training, a handful of pitchers really having a good changeup. That's his secondary pitch and probably his best. And as I just mentioned, thrown across the body, throws a little deception into his delivery.
A couple of other changes for the Padres. Jeremy Hermida takes over in right field for Denorfia, and he'll bat in the pitcher spot 9th, and Perino now at second base, and he'll bat second. Perino, switch hitting infielder, leads the Padres with 4 home runs this spring. 1-1 to Pagan.
again, we remind you, right back with you here on Fox Sports San Diego tomorrow, 11:30 for our pregame show. A noon start here at the Peoria Complex against the Milwaukee Brewers. Ryan Braun and company. Tim Stauffer for the Padres and Chris Narveson scheduled for Milwaukee. 2-2. Leadoff double by Blanco as the Giants try to add to their 7-5 lead. Bouncer and Hundley, good job of blocking that one. That was a 55-footer.
Absolutely. It looked like it was a breaking ball as well, and Nick Hundley moving laterally to his right. And that breaking ball is going to check up the opposite way it comes in. Did a nice job keeping that ball in front of him. You know, that actually, I don't know whether that was a changeup after second look, but bottom line is Nick Hundley keeping that runner at second base.
Former Padre Clay Hensley warming up for the Giants. And Boxberger walks Pagan, so 2 on, no one out here in the 6th.
Hey, Padre fans, this year you can save when you buy your San Diego Padres tickets early. Prices are going to vary depending on the game you want to attend, so you got to buy early, and when you buy them is very important as well. So get on the line. Get on the line. Talking like I'm back in like Mayberry RFD. Hey, Sarah, get me Padres.com. Check out Padres.com for current ticket prices and be sure to buy your tickets early and save.
Yeah, we can't emphasize that enough, that actually the program this year is that if, let's say you want to see the Angels when they come to town, you buy your ticket now and it'll cost you less than if you buy it a month from now or the night before the game.
Correct. Yep.
So check out the schedule, pick out 3, 4, 5, half dozen games you like, buy them early and save money. 2 out, Cabrera, the hitter, safe on that critical error in the last inning. Guzman's throw at second base that really opened the gates for the Giants. There goes the runner from second, and they'll steal that easily. Blanco, as Boxberger didn't give him a second look, and he was halfway to third base before Boxberger delivered the ball.
He had 3 or 4 strides to third base as soon as Boxberger turned his head towards home plate, and he was off and running.
Surprisingly, Pagan was not running, and he could have taken second base. So,
and I know it's spring training, but this is where you have to work on that. You can't one-look these runners. You got a 1-look, 2-look. You got to vary your moves.
2-0, and now 3-0, and Boxberger struggling. Leadoff double. Blanco, he walks Pagan, and now falls behind Cabrera. 3-0, and look who's on deck. Ooh, green light at 3-0. With Sandoval with a 3-run homer and a single tonight, ready to swing the lumber. Kung Fu Panda. They have any of those at the famous San Diego Zoo, the world's greatest zoo? Those Kung Fu Pandas?
I think they do, don't they? Yeah.
I think next time San Francisco comes to town, we ought to lock him up there for a 3-game series.
Yeah. Isn't it Ling Ling or Zing Zing or something like that, or Bing Bing something?
There's a Ming in it. I know that. Blanco at third, Pagan at first. No one out. Count now full to Cabrera. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. Throw through to second. Not in time. And then it gets away. So here's the runner to the plate. And he is out of there. A slap tag by Hundley. And a good throw. Completes a strikeout double play in the oddest of ways.
This
Perino's throw.
Yep. Perfect. He couldn't have placed that ball any more perfectly than he did. And it was probably by mistake because he just wanted to get the ball to home plate. And it worked out well for Andy Perino.
Actually, the runner tagging himself out. Blanco. Pagan then at second with 2 gone to Sandoval. Anything that's close to the plate, he's going to go.
First pitch, yep, first pitch changeup. It's almost like Pablo Sandoval had it in his mind. He was going to swing at that pitch no matter where it was.
Well, he figures a rookie, he's struggling out there. He's probably going to give me a fastball first pitch. But Hundley calls for the changeup. And then the fastball. Well, here's the key blow in the 7-run 5th inning. Left center field. He knew he got it all.
You know what Sandoval possesses is that he has that ability. Even, sometimes he'll get under him, but the pitch that is very high, I'm talking shoulder height, even chin height, he has the ability to get that top hand on top of that baseball.
And he swings at 3 pitches that were out of the strike zone. And how did Boxberger get out of that inning? He had first and third and 3-0 on a hitter, and they get out of it unscathed. Last of the 6th inning, and the Padres need 2 to tie. Big day on Fox Sports San Diego tomorrow. Chris Paul, the Clippers, they're hosting the Jazz live from the Staples Center. Coverage begins at 6:30. Clippers live, followed by tip-off at 7:30. That's coming up tomorrow on Fox Sports San Diego. And of course at 11:30 tomorrow morning.
How you doing?
Fox Sports San Diego with the Padres and the Brewers here from Peoria.
It's a good lineup, isn't it? Little NBA action, Padre baseball.
And Clay Hensley, a familiar face, former Padre, 32-year-old veteran, was with the Padres 4 years, 2005 to 2008. Last couple of years with the Marlins. Was 6 and 7 last year.
Oh, our first cuteness sighting at the ball yard. So cute. Achoo.
God bless you. First pitch to Everth Cabrera. Out of the strike zone. He'll be followed by Jeremy Hermida hitting in the 9th hole, and then Cameron Maben, the leadoff man.
Clay Hensley, a sinker slider type pitcher, occasionally a changeup. You know, when I think of Clay Hensley, I think of one thing. He got a bat off the head at Dodger Stadium and continued to go out there and pitch. Gashed his head open, broken bat out to the mound, barreled the bat, hit him in the head, down on the ground. Todd Hutchison went out there to attend to him. Continued to pitch. He's a gamer.
Just like those hockey players, sew me up and get me back on the ice.
Yep.
2 balls and a strike to Cabrera. Way outside. Miles Michaelis, big right-hander, starting to tune up in the Padre bullpen. Plate umpire Tarbo trying to hurry this discussion along between Hensley and catcher Posey. Maybe something wrong with Hensley.
Immediately, one of the trainers, I mean, they've got 3 trainers for the San Francisco Giants.
At this stage, with only 6 days for the Padres and 7 for the Giants to the opener, the cry is the same around baseball. Just get out of spring training healthy.
Yep.
You know, Bruce Bochy looking on at Padres, with the exception of Carlos Quentin requiring that knee surgery, and hopefully that cleaning up that knee, and he'll be ready to go in mid-April. But there haven't been any serious injuries to pitching, and usually you get a couple of guys that go down. In fact, the Giants are without Ryan Fogelsong. He was placed on the DL today.
I don't know whether the trainer was looking at his right knee. It was kind of tough to tell because there were a lot of Giants on that mound. Well, here's the pitch. And watch the reaction of Clay. He looks down briefly.
Looked like a little torque on that left knee, didn't it? Awkward. So, are you sure you want to keep going?
I'm surprised Bruce Bochy hasn't made his way out there.
Now here's Hensley. He's a borderline product to make the team this year. He doesn't want to come out. Maybe should. Better judgment would be to not continue to pitch, but he's trying to make Bochy's club.
He's saying, Bruce Bochy's like, come on, we need to make a decision here. You know, I'm really surprised that the manager did not go out there to talk to Hensley.
So Hensley obviously did suffer something that was uncomfortable. He leaves the game. We'll have a new Giants pitcher when we return. Breaking the action here, bottom of the 6th inning. The Giants leading the Padres 7-5. Left-hander, 34-year-old Javier Lopez comes in for Hensley, inherits the 3-1 count on Cabrera to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. As we look ahead to next Thursday, opening day, it's sold out at Petco Park. We hope you'll join us. If you don't have tickets, at 2:30, hour and a half pregame show. All the ceremony and excitement of opening day at beautiful Petco Park. Of course, every game the entire season right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
with an hour pregame, an hour postgame. You're going to get plenty of Padres. It's the most comprehensive coverage ever of Padres baseball. There's Padres Weekly. That starts on Saturday next at 4 o'clock. Padres POV. That takes you behind the scenes as we shadow players. You see what their day is like on and off the field. We have the pleasure of sipping some Java with Padre players and a half-hour. It's not a Q&A so much as just a couple of blokes having a conversation. It's kind of fun. They ask me questions too.
I'll have cream and sugar in mine.
Yeah, you're on deck. We're going to get a hold of you.
Would love that.
Maybe we could do the show in that new old convertible, that big red boat you bought that has 4 wheels.
I would love that. Let's book it.
You could put 2 of today's cars in that one chassis that you bought. So anyway, the point is plenty of Padre baseball coverage here on Fox Sports San Diego, and we'll look forward to visiting with you many times throughout the course of the season coming up.
And because of the injury, Javier Lopez will have as much time as needed to warm up as Clay Hensley leaves the game. Javier Lopez had a nice year last year with the Giants. 53 innings of work, 42 hits, a nice ERA of 2.72.
Remember, he came over in a late trade just at the deadline 2 years ago as the Giants were fighting to go into the playoffs, and indeed just did. Nose out the Padres, went on to win the World Series. As the Giants gave up outfielder John Bowker and right-handed pitcher Joe Martinez to get Lopez from the Buccos. Just a perfect night. Flags hanging limp out there in center field. No breeze. 80 degrees. It's what the desert in March and April is all about.
Perfect.
All right, Lopez has completed his warm-up tosses. The count is 3-1 on Everett Cabrera, who has a single in 2 trips. Now he turns around. He was 3-1 left-handed. Now he's 3-1 right-handed, and takes strike on the outside corner. Padres try to get something going after leading 5-0 and seeing the Giants hit for 7 runs in the top of the 5th inning. Chopper to the right side. Nice convenient hop for Terrio. And Lopez throws a couple of strikes and gets Cabrera.
You can see how Lopez would be difficult to hit. He's got a little deception in his delivery, low 3/4 arm delivery, kind of like a buggy whip coming at you, and especially as a left-handed hitter, coming right at that hip pocket of you. It's going to be tough duty right here for Jeremy Hermida.
Getting for the first time in the pitcher's slot, taking over in right field, Hermida. One hopper to the shortstop, Crawford. Good backhand, and throws him out. Well hit by Hermida. Bad direction. 2 gone. Top of the order. And Cameron Maben has grounded out twice and walked. Now, since Zito left, things have become quiet for the Padre bats. Otero retired 5 in a row before Hundley and Blank singled with 2 outs in the 5th inning. No damage done, however. And now Lopez out of the bullpen. An emergency call gets Cabrera and Hermida on ground outs. Padres were down about this stage of the game yesterday to the Cubs 11-6 and rallied to win 12-11.
That's why you always have to stick around, right? With the way that this Padre team has been playing this spring training, some late life. Hey, Buddy Black manages to win every single game. Like it's the last game of the year, trying to make the playoffs. You have that same intensity in spring training, it carries over to the season.
Like my old pal Al McGuire said, winning is a habit, losing is a habit.
Got that right.
Get in the right habit, and that's Black's approach. You know, they say these games don't count. Line drive to center, but it carries all the way to Pagan. Maben hit it on the nose for the 3rd out. We've completed 6 here in Peoria with the Giants in front by 2.
fact, the Padres right now leading. We're trailing the Giants, rather, 7-5 as we're in the 7th inning. They were showing off some of the new uniforms that the team is wearing this year. Yonder sporting that desert camouflage, and they aren't the only ones. In fact, 11,500 Little League players all over San Diego are also sporting Padres jerseys. It's part of an initiative the Padres are doing to not only teach kids about the history of the team thanks to some of the uniforms, but also reach out to the community. And guess what? The most popular is that desert camouflage. But as you can see, a lot of years being represented on those Little League teams. Guys, back to you.
President and CEO Tom Garfinkel's brainstorm, and very popular with all the young kids we're going to see throughout the year. Mark Grant at Petco, a lot of Padre uniforms, youngsters that come out to root for the home team.
What a great idea coming from Tom, and it's nice to see all the smiles on the faces and those youngsters wearing those unis.
Here's a new face for the Padres, Miles Michaelis. Big right-hander, 6'3", make it 6'5", from Jupiter, Florida. Caught the eyes of the Padre management last year in the minors, and he is greeted by Buster Posey. Posey's second hit of the game. He'll be followed now by Huff with Belt in the hole.
Michaelis has the sporting the Inspector Clouseau mustache. Mustaches have kind of gone by the wayside, haven't they?
Yeah, but this is a young character. I mean, if he makes it to the big leagues, I have a hunch we're going to have a lot of fun with this Floridian. Huff, 2 singles and a pop-up. Michaelis last year started at Lake Elsinore, worked in relief 34 games, and did so well they moved him to San Antonio for 28 games. He was 4-0 with 21 saves total. Fly ball left field, coming in on the ball. Left fielder Blank. And Blank squeezes the first down.
Well, Michaelis' his best pitch is probably his curveball, but his velocity is, mid-90s, 91 to 95-ish. And he also can create a little movement as well.
Brandon Belt, an RBI single in 3 trips. Infield Cabrera and Perino up the middle, looking for a chance at a double play. The changeup is swung on and missed. Padres scored 3 in the first, 2 in the third to lead 5-0. Pretty good heat there.
Yeah, good movement as well on that 93-mile-an-hour 2-seamer.
Giants, with 11 men batting in the 5th, scored 7 times.
Actually, second look at that, looked pretty straight.
Way upstairs. Breaking ball fouled away. Michaelis was a 7th round pick just 2 years ago. In this era of the game, a young man that's a relief pitcher from the very get-go. Late swing and a foul. Well, congratulations to the Padres' Mark Marilla, the 40-year-old bullpen coach who's battled through a real tough brain tumor and stroke and came back, has been the spirit of this team in so many ways, so popular. And new assignment for Mark. Swung on and missed, strike 3. First strikeout for Michaelis.
Great curveball from Michaelis, the 12-6, Uncle Charlie from the right-hander. Look at the break on this, nose to toes.
That is his out pitch.
Way out in front of it.
Finish up on Marilla. He's going to go back to where he played his college ball. University of Minnesota. He's going to Minneapolis. Will be American League scout now for the Padres. A new assignment. That'll go foul.
Yes.
You know he'll do a good job.
Absolutely. Stump, as he is affectionately known as. 33rd rounder in 1994 by the Padres. He played a couple of seasons in the minor leagues. Became the bullpen catcher in 1996, and he is quite an inspiration. A good man, and we were lucky to have him in the Padre uniform for so many years.
Chop to second. Perino with a convenient hop. And Michaelis works an uneventful 7th inning for the Giants, but good for him. Stretch him out. It's the bottom of the 7th. Padres need 2 to tie. For the 7th, and after the game, stay tuned for Padres Live. We'll have a complete wrap-up of this game, live interviews, and continue to forecast what's ahead for these 2012 Padres. Padres Live, brought to you by Cox after the game on Fox Sports San Diego. Javier Lopez goes to work in his 2nd inning. Will face Andy Perino, Chase Headley, and Yonder Alonso. 7-5 San Francisco. 3 of those 7 runs unearned in the 5th inning. Perino has a little blast in his game. Switch hitting infielder with 4 home runs this spring. As he battles with Everett Cabrera. 2 men trying to get that utility infielder spot. High and foul down the right field side.
I know a lot of teams out there really value their bench and guys that are on the bench, and a lot of teams, it depends on the manager, would love to have a guy who has some experience, a veteran guy on the bench, like a Kotze. I'm not saying have two Marcotses, but one guy that might have a little bit more time than an Andy Perino or an Everett Cabrera.
Ground ball right at the 3rd baseman Sandoval. Low throw, but it's dug out by Belt. Good play by the 1st baseman.
I think Andy Perino is a player, and this is just one man's opinion. I think Andy Perino needs to play every day. I think Everett Cabrera needs to play every day.
But one of those 2 is going to be called upon to make this team. They can play 3rd, short, and 2nd. Primarily the middle infield spots. Headley 0 for 3 tonight. Has flying to right, grounded to 2nd, and struck out. Alonso on deck, and Andrew Kastner heating up in the bullpen. Stick around, folks. This man is capable of throwing a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. done well. The 8 innings allowed only 1 run this spring. You saw him as the model with Yonder Alonso, showcasing the new Padre uniforms. Right back toward us, just over our heads. Another foul. Belled over to take a look, but it's 6-7 rows back. Well, the Padres will wrap up spring activity here in the beautiful Arizona Valley of the Sun on Sunday. They'll be at Texas. Corey Lupke is going to be the pitcher starter on Sunday. And home we go. Workout at Petco on Monday.
Cannot wait till the opener.
Tuesday night, Kansas City. First of 2 games, then Wednesday a game at Lake Elsinore with Kansas City. That Tuesday night game will be televised. 6:30 for Padres Live. And then Thursday, starting time, what was 2:30, right, for Padres Live? That's what that youngster trying to tell us.
See, now that kid came prepared. He's wearing his Padre jersey, his Padre hat. He brought his glove. Did you notice him put up his glove when the ball was about to be pitched for his home plate?
He's going to protect his lady fair. Look at her. Oh, she's got her eyes on him. Stop it, she says. Yeah, it's the beauty of this eternal game. Young, old, is a way to have a good time at the ballpark. And there's nothing better to come up with a baseball.
Absolutely.
2-2. And now the full count. What a surprise. Chase Headley.
Count, full count. Back in action.
He's walked more than any Padre this spring, even though he hasn't played a lot. He's walked 10 times. High chopper to Sandoval. That's too easy. Sandoval to Belt for the first 2 outs here in the 7th as Lopez has retired all 5 men he's faced.
He's a Brian Wilson fan.
Or is that Brian Wilson?
Yeah, that's not Brian Wilson, but it sure does look like him.
Those tats or something, huh?
When are you going to go with the mohawk, Dick?
As soon as I start growing hair. Grows everywhere but on my head. I don't get it. Brian Wilson, what a character.
That guy is a fan.
Alonso, 1-1.
You can see how Lopez is very, very tough to hit as a left-handed hitter. Throws across his body.
Throws a lot like Joe Thatcher of the Padres, doesn't he? And the count goes to 1-2. Should Alonso keep it going, the hottest hitter tonight, other than Sandoval of the Giants, Nick Hundley would be next. Hundley 3 for 3, 2 doubles and a single, knocked in a couple of runs. Hundley started tonight at 357, 3 for 3. He's got to be right around the 400 mark for the spring. Good discipline there by Alonso, not chasing. Full count. Lopez for a 2-out walk. That's a good at bat, and that brings up Nick Hundley in the first inning. Hundley rings one down the left field line to drive and a run. Later scored himself on a single by Blanks. Double drove in Guzman, and another double. This one clearing the head of Pagan in center field to drive in a run in the third inning. He later scored on Denorfia's triple. And then a single to make it 3 for 3. A line single ripped to center field in the fifth inning.
All those pitches squared up nicely.
Here comes Sergio Romo, the setup man for the Giants. He sets up Brian Wilson, and he was one of the best in baseball last year. We'll see him here with a runner at first, 2 outs, bottom of the seventh inning. We'll be right back to Peoria. Wilsons of the world don't stay young forever.
Good call.
Hubba hubba. So Romo, terrific season a year ago. The last couple of years, strikeout pitcher, doesn't walk many. Faces Hundley. Hundley with his 3 for 3 tonight, raising his spring average to 419. Last season, 3-1, a 1.50 ERA. Walked only 5 men in 48 innings.
Yeah, when you look at his totals as a big leaguer, his first time up with the Giants was in 2008 in 29 games. Just great numbers. 178 innings pitched. He's only surrendered 121 hits.
Jumps in front of Hundley, 2 strikes. You saw Burris has taken over at second base, and he'll hit in the pitcher's spot.
What a great 8th inning guy for Bruce Bochy, that being Sergio Romo.
No dye in that beard. That's his pitch. He's got a wicked slider, and Hundley just did lay off.
Just off the plate a little bit.
Snap throw to first, and that was close. Posey showing his arm.
Now that's a design play, because as soon as Posey caught that baseball, he was up and throwing. You got the front door open with the right-handed hitter. Clean target, back to the bag. His branded belt with the swipe tag in there just in time was Alonso.
2 balls, 2 strikes now on Hundley. Has he got another hit in him? Outside target. He lays up. Oh, called strike 3 right on the outside corner. That's Romo at his best. Slider on the edge. Inning over. 7-5 San Francisco. Inning, and Andrew Kashner goes to work here in the 8th as fireballing 25-year-old right-hander. He figures to be the 8th inning pitcher with Houston Street filling the void left by Heath Bell off to Miami. Here's what Street analyzes as he sees his new Padre teammate Kashner.
So much of this game is attitude, and so much of this game is energy, and I think that's what young guys bring to the game. I'm 28, so I'm not old by any means, and I don't think I'll ever admit to being old, no matter how old I am. I think, but Cash does. He brings a positive energy, a work ethic. He goes through the drills full speed, and that rubs off on people.
Complimentary announcement from Street as he admires Kashner's not only his stuff physically, but his mental strength as well. James Darnell comes into the game for Chase Headley at third.
Just to elaborate on Andrew Kashner, when I talked with Darren Balsley earlier in the afternoon and we went over the grades of the pitchers, 5 being the best, 1 out of 1 to 5. I went over the bullpen pitchers as well, and I mentioned Andrew Kashner, and without a beat, missing a beat, he says 10. And I knew where he was going because he's had a great spring. Not only does he have stuff, but he's learning how to harness and control his pitches as well. So he's come a long way.
Foul back by Crawford. The first pitch was a light moment. While we were away for a commercial, Kashner came in from the bullpen, but since Hundley was the last batter in the inning, he was getting his gear on. There was no catcher. No one came out to warm up Kashner. And he's looking around for somebody to handle him. And so Darnell just into the game, only about 50 feet away. So he warms up with Darnell, and the first one almost took Darnell into foul territory. So wait, get a catcher out here. I don't want to warm you up. 2 strikes the count. Kashner was the #1 pick out of Texas Christian University by Cincinnati. I mean the Cubs rather, and of course traded for Anthony Rizzo. Pitched in only 7 games last year with that rotator cuff, and the big question about it is he going to be healthy this year? If he is, he's not only a great talent in the bullpen, but the Padres still feel that his ultimate role might be as a starter. Oh, that'll buckle your knees.
And when you've got the 96, 98 mile an hour fastball in the back of your mind, and then you throw a wrinkle in one, yeah, that will even freeze the left-handed hitters. And that's what we saw right there from Andrew Kashner. He throws all the pitches. We just saw the slider along with the changeup, curve, and fastball. And as Dick mentioned, acquired in the Anthony Rizzo trade. But the 4-seam fastball, and he's added the 2-seam fastball in the event need a grounder, which to me is a pitcher maturing into a pitcher, not a thrower. And the one thing that Darren Balsley mentioned when he said 10 on the grade is because of his command.
Wild wave by Pagan. Or rather, this is Emmanuel Burris with Pagan on deck. Burris batting for the first time in the pitcher spot. Or in the 9th spot, as it turns out to be, since there have been a couple of double switches so far. That one at 96 out of the strike zone.
Andrew Kashner even wearing the camo T-shirt underneath the Padre blue jersey.
The salts of spring on his ball cap. Uncle Charlie. Gosh, Burns couldn't be more pleased with what he's seen from Kashner and the trade made for Rizzo. And everyone hopes that Anthony Rizzo has a great career with the Cubs. He's down in their minor league camp. He won't break in with a big club to start the season. 99.
That's an explosive fastball right there. Try squaring that up.
And you get ready for the fastball, and he throws you that slider or curveball.
You might see a slider right here, down and in. He go.
Couple of quick strikeouts from Cashner, both on the breaking ball.
Look at the bite on this pitch from Andrew Cashner. He can throw it for a strike, and he can throw it out of the strike zone to have those hitters fish for him. And that's exactly what happened to Burris. No chance.
Burris goes back to Bochy and says, thanks a lot for letting me pinch hit against this guy. Top of the order, Pagan. So here's 3 left-handed batters that Cashner's facing here in this inning. Pagan, a couple of walks, 0 for 2 tonight. Takes a little off the fastball. Is that a changeup at 91?
Just a hit me fastball, a little BP fastball to get ahead.
Fly ball to right center. It's between the outfielders, and Maben can't quite come up with it on the diving try. Hermida backs him up, but Pagan with great speed will cruise into third. Didn't need a slide with a triple. Well aimed 3-base hit. Wasn't exactly a bullet. It just died out there in right center field. You couldn't have run out there and placed it any better between the center fielder and right fielder. Maben couldn't quite track it down.
Great effort by Cameron Maben. The ball actually looked like it went under his glove. It looked like the glove was extended enough to make the catch.
Bounced just in front of him and then through. So a 2-out triple for Pagan. And here's the 4th straight left-handed batter to face Cashner here in the 8th inning. Cabrera. It was his high hopper to first baseman Guzman that, with the bases loaded, that Guzman threw into left field that opened up that big 7-run 5th inning for the Giants. Foul tip into the glove of Hundley. Cabrera struck out twice tonight. He's 0 for 4, but did get an RBI on that high hopper E3. Line drive to left, right at blanks, and the inning is over. No runs, 2-out triple. Pagan dies at third. Here come the Padres needing 2 to tie. A reminder, big opening weekend against the Dodgers, folks. The Thursday opening game is sold out, but Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon against Los Angeles, good seats available. And Friday, you fans in attendance will receive a 2012 schedule cling presented by Aladdin Bail Bonds, and enjoy fireworks after the game. So don't wait. Get your tickets early. Save at Padres.com or call 619-795-5555. There's that breaking ball from Romo to Kyle Blanks, leading off the Padre 8th inning. Blanks, a perfect 3-for-3 night. So he's 4 for 4 since coming off the shelf, sidelined more than a week.
You know, the sequence that Romo has just thrown to Kyle Blanks, 2 pitches. First pitch breaking ball, second pitch fastball. That's the one pitch that Kyle Blanks is going to have to square up and do some damage on. Hit the fastball.
You know you're going to get sliders when you're down on the count, and there it is. Try to get you to nibble outside, and then he just keeps bringing in, as he struck out Hundley. Finally gets the call on the outside corner.
You might see another slider right here.
He's got wicked stuff. There it is. Did he go? Yep.
He doesn't throw that hard, but he can locate with the best of them. Not only the fastball, but the slider as well. And you betcha, Kyle Blanks goes.
Easily out of the strike zone, but you have to make up your mind, and it looks good until it gets about halfway up there. So 1 out. Romo struck out both men that he's faced, Hundley and Blanks, and here is James Darnell batting for the first time. Young third baseman. Lays in an 85-mile-an-hour strike.
And you know what? That fastball, if I was a betting man, I'd bet you a dime to donuts. That's the only fastball that James Darnell is going to see in the strike zone. He might try to locate one down and away off the plate a little bit, or maybe bury one inside somewhere.
Ground ball up the middle, but shading toward the bag was Burris, the second baseman, throws it away, and Darnell will go to second base on the overthrow that skips into the camera well. Now the Padres will bring the tying run to the plate here in the bottom of the 8th inning. See how they score that, whether or not Darnell. That was a tough play for Burris. Deep behind the bag at second. It is a base hit for Darnell, and he goes to second on the throwing error by Burris. The Padres in double figures in that hit column again, as they have most of the spring. Cabrera, the batter.
And here comes the comeback, right? The late inning life of these Padres in spring training 2012.
Cabrera with Hermida on deck. Foul off Posey. Cabrera single, batting right-handed against Zito. First time up, single to right field. Zito gave up 5 runs on 7 hits in his 3 innings, but the Giants bailed him out with that big 7-run 5th inning. 1-1. Left center for a base hit. Around third comes Darnell. The throw to the plate is cut off by Belton at 7-6 as Cabrera delivers an RBI single. Well, now bottom of the order here, cuffing up Sergio Romo.
One of the few pitches that is left up in the zone from Sergio Romo. Cabrera does not hit it on the sweet spot, but because the ball is elevated, just dumps it over the infielders' heads.
And the "Let's go Padres" chant breaks out here at Peoria. Hermida swings on a long high drive to right field. Back goes Cabrera.
Hermida will touch them all. And the Padres take the lead here in the 8th inning, 8-7. My, oh my. This has been the pattern all spring long. Late inning action by the Padre offense. A 3-run 8th, and Hermida, oh, did he get all of that?
And Romo missed big time with location. He wanted to start off Hermida with a fastball down and away. It leaks down and in.
Hermida, he's battling to stay on the big club. He's hitting .350 coming in. That's his 4th home run of the spring. 9 runs batted in. A veteran outfielder.
Now, I know it's only spring training, but Sergio Romo does not give up a lot of home runs. He only surrendered 2 round trippers in 48 innings last year with the Giants. There was no doubt about that one off the bat of Jeremy Hermida.
Maben 0 for 3 and lined out sharply to center field his last time. Too high, 1-1. Well, looking ahead to the top of the 9th inning for San Francisco, they're going to have the big hitters up, Sandoval, Posey, and Huff. Check that Huff is out, and Justin Christian is the left fielder as Maben takes that slider for a strike. 1-2. Padres 8, Giants 7. 3-run 8th inning. Infield hit by Darnell, a single by Cabrera, and a 2-run homer, Hermida. Sleepy-eyed Bruce Bochy. What a good manager.
Oh, yes,
12 years with the Padres, 4 times first place finish. He's king in San Francisco. The Giants World Series championship 2 years ago. Maben laying off that slider. Full count. Bochy enters this season with 1,360 wins. 3rd most active behind Leland and Dusty Baker. Called out on strikes. Maben thought that slider was off the outside edge. Punched out. 2nd out of the inning.
As I mentioned earlier, Sergio Romo, he missed with location to Hermida on the home run, but he can throw that fastball where he wants to majority of the time, and that slider as well.
Posey doing a good job of drawing it back into the strike zone. 2 away. Perino, first time up, grounded to 3rd. That was hitting right-handed against Lopez. Sharply hit, but right to the second baseman Burris. And the inning's over, but the Padres on a couple of hits and a blast by Hermida, number 4 on the season here in the spring, and the Padres claim the lead 8-7 after 8.
Jeremy Hermita's 2-run home run. The difference now as the Padres lead 8-7. And deep into the minor league system, Edward Coons. He hasn't pitched in a big league game all spring. And Buddy Black calls on him to work the 9th inning and try to save it for the Padres. He was at San Antonio a year ago in 52 relief appearances. There are his numbers. Right now, let's go down to Layla.
Joined by Kyle Blanks, who had a good night, 3 for 4. I know you said it could have ended a little bit better, but still, what'd you like about your evening?
After having, a good week and a half of just kind of watching from the sidelines, it was nice to really get back in that rhythm of playing and, just getting out there, feeling good, defensively, offensively. It's nice to, feel like you get back in the game and have some rhythm to it. So, just want to keep that going. And obviously we're doing well, putting up runs, and, our pitchers are going to keep doing it. And, they're battling too. And, it's never easy in spring, but, full faith that they're going to do an unbelievable job, and, our hitters are going to hit.
Yeah, you were sidelined for a week with that shoulder. How does it feel now?
Feels a lot better. Still getting treatment on it, icing it regularly, just, trying to take every precaution I can. The goal is just to stay on the field and trying to do everything to make sure that that happens.
All right, Kyle Blanks, thanks a lot. 3 for 4, not a bad night for him. We'll send it back upstairs to Dick and Mike.
All right, thank you, Layla. Well, here's young Coons. Not that young, but young in terms of facing major league hitters, and he gets a good one to start things here in Sandoval, who drilled a 3-run homer to left center field in the 7-run 5th inning for the Giants.
It's outings like this from Eddie Coons, the big right-hander, that Buddy Black and his staff will remember as the year goes on. Not only his stuff, but how he reacts on the mound, and occasionally they will bring pitchers over from the minor league complex. Say, we want to bring this guy over just in case. Well, there's a great opportunity for Eddie.
Padres acquired Coons from the Mets organization in a trade for a high draft pick. Alan Dykstra went to the Mets a year ago just about this time. 2 balls and a strike. 3-1 with Posey on deck. Came up for a cup of coffee, 4 games with the Mets in 2008. And last year, the entire year, as you saw at San Antonio. College ball at Oregon State.
From the action of that ball out of his hand, looks like he throws some type of split finger pitch or a. This is the last pitch here. Kind of tough to tell there. But it seems like he throws a heavy ball. Big frame for this right-hander, as you mentioned, Dick, 6'6".
260 pounds coming at you. Full count on Sandoval. Pablo singled to right in the 1st inning, grounded to short. 3-run homer in the 5th, and struck out his last at bat as Boxberger got him. He finds it an insult, Sandoval, to walk. You got to really be wild to put him on.
Look at that pitch.
He wants his hacks. High fly ball. He just missed that one. That's way up in the night air. And finally, Hermita finds it settling in his glove. 1 away. Well, Padre games are more fun with a group. You know that. Many of you have taken advantage of small or large groups. Groups as small as 20. Come out, enjoy big savings, special seating, that scoreboard welcome, much more. Petco Park. It offers several exclusive group facilities, and it'll fit your exact group needs. So reserve group tickets, your private suite today. Call 619-795-5555. Posey takes it low, ball 1. Posey, after grounding out and striking out, a couple of singles his last 2 at bats. Gerald Dempsey Posey III. Florida State not only caught there, he did a little pitching. Said he got it up to about 94 miles an hour as a pitcher.
And you know what? It really doesn't surprise me because he's such a great athlete. You know, Mark Kotze, right? Cal State Fullerton. He was their closer.
Kotze's had a terrific spring. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, that's a nice little tight slider right there from Coons.
He'll be 26 next weekend. One and two. And that one skids in. No one throwing in the Padres bullpen, so it's up to Coons to try to close the deal.
It'll be nice to walk away with a save tonight, huh?
And another bouncer. Full count to Posey.
Just challenge him right here with a good located fastball down and away. Give him right center field.
Nice play by Darnell and a great throw across to get Posey. Solid defense from Darnell at third.
Very nice. Just off the line a little bit. The ball hit so hard that he has plenty of time to gather himself, crow hop, and fire a strike over to Alonso.
That brings up Justin Christian, who's hitting an Aubrey Huff spot. Took over for Huff in left field a couple innings ago. The Giants down to their final out as Eddie Coons tries to slam the door on another Padre win. Again, there are 18 victories coming in, most by any National League team this spring. Best total in the Cactus League as well. 2-0. Brandon Belt would be next. Uh-oh, 3-0. Mile-an-hour fastball. Our young couple down there. A little nervous time now.
Yeah.
Looking for that final out. 3 balls and a strike. Rip foul. Full count. Giants down to their final strike. Stays alive. Christian has 1 home run this spring. 9 hits and 39 at bats.
Looks like Eddie Coons has a nice little 2-seam fastball as well.
Got him, and the ball game is over. The Padres win their 19th game and 16 wins and 5 losses their last 21. Momentum continues with a victory over the Giants tonight. Stay tuned for Padres Live. We'll have a complete wrap-up of the game, live interviews and more coming up. Let's go to Mike.
Hey guys, coming up on Padres Live, the post-game show, a big night when it came to 2-out RBIs. There were 4 of them. We're going to break that down for you. Also, Barry Zito had a breakdown. We're going to have an inside look at what went wrong for Barry Zito. You're going to hear from the manager, Bud Black, Kyle Blanks, and his big night, and a big signing today. If you missed the pregame show, the latest on Corey Luque on the postgame.